Hello and welcome to the next video in my build series on the Tamiya Dark Impact on the DF03 chassis.
Last time we left off after completing the front gearbox assembly, and for this one we're going to start off with step 17, which is attaching the steering posts, and I think we'll go through till we've almost completed the front end. So with that we'll get started, and for this step we need 2 off of M2s, the body posts, 1 off of B1, which is looks like it's the front differential mount, and then metal parts we need 2 off of MA3 3x10mm engineering countersunk screws, 2 off of MB1 3x10mm tapping screws, and 1 off of MB3 3x10mm countersunk tapping screw, and then also 2 off of MS1, which are the aluminium steering posts. And for this we also need the chassis, and the steering posts go in these hexagonal holes here, and you slot them in so that the holes are at 90 degrees to the front of the chassis. Oops. And you simply screw them in using the 2 MB1s wherever the holes are. There they are. So the actual holes are inside the battery compartment. So it's quite tricky, I have to say. So I think I'll start it off like that, and like so. And we can repeat for the other side. And then we need, I believe, to pop in this gearbox mount, and then using the 4 countersunk screws, or the 3, sorry, countersunk screws, we can pop one in there, which is the self-tapper in the centre. And then while that's being held in place, we use the engineering screws to hold these steering posts in place. And there's a note on there checking the orientation. One end of this, there's a groove cut in it, and these holes are grooved, so they will only slot in the one direction. And then we should be able to screw those in. Like that. Then we just need to add the other post, and we can move on to the next step. Step 18 is attaching the steering wiper, and for this we're going to need plastic parts C2, C4 and C1, and then metal parts, 2 off of MC4 3mm washers, 3 off of MD6 5mm ball connectors, 2 off of MD1s 3x10mm step screws, and 4 off of MR9 metal bearings 850, which is kind of disappointed me. I don't know about anybody else, but as everything else has been ball raced, I don't understand why Tamiya didn't give us 850 ball races for these. I think it would have been far better, but hey, this is what I've got. If I'd have known, I'd have ordered 4, but I didn't, so I haven't. So we'll just get on, eh? And the first thing to note is for C4 we need a ball connector in the top here, and then the other two on the outside. We also need then, to join these two bits together, we need the two MD1s and the washers in between them. So I think I'll crack on with that, and we'll get them mounted. Once you put that together, it should look something like that. Hopefully the bushes won't fall out if I turn it over. And you see they're all nice and loose and spinning, and there is a note here or a diagram here saying to grease these, so I have. And then we should just be able to line them up, hopefully. And slot them over, and then we can get the other bushes, again, a bit more grease, nick a bit off that, and we should be able to slide those over. Make sure they're seated, and that should do us for step 18. Step 19 is attaching the front gearbox that we completed earlier, and for this we're going to need one-off MH6 lovely aluminium prop shaft. I do like this. Sorry. Oh, calm yourself down, Rob. Calm yourself down. We also need 4 off of MC1 3x12mm tapping screws, 4 off of MT2 5mm adjuster ball end cap, and 2 off of MS3 3x50mm threaded shafts. And as you can see, I've already made these up, and you do again need a right and a left side, so I'm assuming that you have to clip them on so that one of the ball connectors is facing down. So we'll put them to one side for a minute, and we'll get the chassis and the prop shaft and find the hole there, and then we get the front gearbox assembly, and it should simply, he says, there we go. Slot into place like so, and then we check the screw positions. So we've got 2 in the top and 2 in the bottom, and the 2 in the top I believe go through these corners here, and this corner here, the other 2 go in the back 2 of these holes that you can't pick up. Here and here, so we'll just finish tightening them up. Step 20 is attaching the front lower arms, And for this we're going to need 2 off of E2s, the lower arms themselves, and then 2 off of MS6 3x48.5mm shafts, and 4 off of MC6 2mm E-clips, and also the upper arms from the previous step. And again, you have to attach the E-clip and then slide it through the lower arm till you get it in and it comes through, and then we can spin it round and get my E-clip, and here we go again, guys. I have done the other side, so there is just about enough room with the tools I've got. First time, I'm amazed. And then the last bit is just to stick on the upper arm. It goes on this ball joint here. And like that. And there we have step 20 complete. Step 21 is the front upright assembly, and for this we're going to need to make a left and a right side, and bearing that in mind, we've got part C5, which is the right hand axle holder, and C6 is the left, and then we've got 2 D1s which are the carriers. And again, we've got another note here that tells you to make a 2.5mm hole down here, which I've already done and was surprisingly a lot easier than the rear ones. I didn't need to use my pliers or anything. And then for metal parts, we are going to need 2 off of M4 3x12mm countersink screws, 2 off of MD2s, which are ball head kingpins, 2 off of MD3, which are 4.6x6mm flanged tube, 2 off of MD6, which are 5mm ball connectors, and 2 off of MJ5, which are the wheel axles, and lastly 2 off of MR2 1150 bearings. Now I've already put the ball connectors into the steering knuckles, so we can get on and we can grab a bearing and an axle and slide that in place. And again, fairly loose fit, I must say. And then we can take this, and that should slide in like you see there, and then hopefully we can get one of these MD3s in, and then one of these countersink MA4 screws, and hopefully line it up with the hole. I think I've got it, and screw that in. And then this other side we can use one of the ball king pins and we can do a similar job, but I think we're going to need a slightly bigger Allen key that's supplied in the kit. I think I might just back that off a tiny bit. Yeah, that feels alright. And then we just need to do the other side. And there we have the two front upright assemblies ready to attach to the chassis, which we can do in step 22, which will be the final step in this episode. And for that we're going to need the front end of the chassis, those two upright assemblies, two MJ6 dog bones or drive shafts, and two off of MC3 3mm grub screws, and two off of MS5 3x28mm shafts. And again, very similar to the rear axles, in that we get the chassis and then get the right axle assembly. I believe that's the right one. Yep. And then we can pop the grub screw in. And again, similar to the rear, I'm going to try and line up the cutout in the bar with the grub screw, which in this instance is underneath. And it's a fairly snug fit. And again, we just need to screw that home. Let's give it a quick test. Yeah, that's okay. And then we can take the upper A-arm and pop it on the top. No, we can't. Thought I was doing a two-wheel drive then. Then we take the dog bone and we can slide it in, line it up, line the other side up, and then we can simply pop the upper arm on. And yet again, we just need to repeat for the other side. And with that, we've basically got the front end attached as well as the rear end. So it's looking more and more like a buggy every episode. So once again, I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope you can join me for the next episode, which is making up the shocks. Thanks for watching. Bye.